right, today is the first actual cold day. It's not even technically cold. I think it's like 50 degrees, but it's still cold for barn chores. Here's my Bertha boo. Bertha girl. Hi, baby. I love you so much. I know, you're gonna come out in just a minute. It's almost time. Almost, Bertha. One big difference between cleaning in the summer and cleaning in the fall and winter is how much mess there's going to be in the stall. So for instance, in the summer, it takes me about the same amount of time to clean the stall, but it will be a little bit less because they're not in as much. So there's not as much waste and I won't need as much bedding. So that's something I'm preemptively thinking about while I'm cleaning, as I'm looking at how wet everything's been, because they're in longer, so they got to do their business somewhere, and you want to make sure that you get all of that out. One thing that the owner of these horses, who has really like trained me, always tells me is that wet makes wet. So that's pretty basic, right? But basically, if you're trying to skimp and you're like, well, I really hate to throw out that much bedding, you're actually wasting more bedding, because then the next time you clean, what the wet stuff, the leftover wet stuff was on, has now made more of it wet. If you think about it too, like let's say that you have been in bed and you were nibbling and snacking, and you get a bunch of crumbs in there, you can push them to the side, but they're still there. And that's essentially what happens with the shavings and the waste, is you're just kind of moving it around. So it's better, just like in the book, The 4 Agreements, it's better to just always do your best work. Do the best you can. And that's what we do. So this is stall number 1. He always has a lot of poop. Always, always, always. But we're moving through it pretty quick. He's gonna need more bedding, I can tell. So what I will do is, this wheelbarrow will be full. At this rate, if the stall next to this one is as bad as this one was, I will need to go and dump it after that. And when I bring a fresh wheelbarrow up, I'll bring the bag of bedding with me. And that way, I'm not wasting a trip. Because that is one thing that will make your day in the barn 10 times longer, is not thinking ahead and having wasted trips. You don't want to have to keep going back and forth to your supplies. So one thing that I do is I clean about half of the stall. So I sweep it, and then, oh, I moved you. Hi, sorry. And then I will start filling my water bucket so that the water is filling while I'm sweeping. And again, saving time. I know a lot of people have different methods for the way they sweep up. I have names for them. I call mine the mountain method, because it is like a mountain of sawdust in the middle. But I feel like it's the best way to make sure that I've gotten everything. Okay. So now we'll do some water. Come with me. So he drank most of his water. Oh, there's shavings on you. There you go. So now I just have to dump this out here. And then I take some paper towel and I wipe down the inside of the bucket, because just like you or I, if you drink out of the same cup, you're still gonna wash it, right? Even if it was water, you would be like, well, yeah, the water was clean, but like my lips were on it. There's probably some spit, and you can see that there's stuff in there. So we wipe out every bucket every time we change the waters, every single day. And stalls are dusty, so always wipe the edges too. Okay, so this is what it looks like now, and you're gonna say that looks pretty good, but you know what? It's not. It is not good enough. There are little turds that got missed, that were maybe like under parts of the wall, and they need to leave too. So we go through the pile, and there you go. You can see another one, and we do this for every stall, and I'm gonna stop recording because I need to do this with 2 hands, so I'm not here all day. All right, close the door when we are done. Visually, then I know I'm done. Put the hay back there until I head to the barn. And you can see there might be enough bedding. So if the other guys need some, then I will top him off, but he is technically okay. So here's stall number 2. Stall number 3 is deceiving. It doesn't look bad, but this guy always has really thick wet poops, and they'll be back there. They'll be heavy. But actually it's not. It's not bad, but it's not as good as it looks either. Another one done. That's number 3. There are 4 back here. So I've got 1 more back here, and then the 4 up front. This one's never too bad. Another bonus to the cooler weather horse cleaning is you can wear your sweatshirt the entire time, which also you're not so sweaty. The flies are not nearly as bad. You're not getting bit. They're not flying in your eyeballs. Your hair doesn't get super greasy. And I feel like you don't smell as bad because like the sweat, I feel like the horse smell sticks to the sweat and the shavings. It's real gross. So when it's cooler, I still smell like horse. But like, it's not as bad. So like, if I needed to, I could probably hit some dry shampoo, a little bit of perfume, change my clothes, of course, and I'd be okay. I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to work out and then I'm going to jump in the shower, but that was my fall time cleaning. I did 8 stalls, just over 2 hours. It was right around 2 hours, but we also stopped and chit-chatted a little bit, myself and the lady whose property and horses it is. So I'm like, just call it 2. 2 hours is good enough. It's a lot. And for people who have horses and this is your everyday life, you are so strong, because I do it twice a week and I love it. There's a lot of like therapy in it for me, like sitting with my own thoughts, or if I can't sit with my own thoughts, if it's one of those moments, I can turn music on. You can visually see what you're changing. You see the mess and then you see it afterwards. And then the satisfaction of knowing that when that baby comes in, it has a nice fresh place to lay down. Water is clean and cold, and then they get dinner and it just feels good. So if there's a local barn near you, volunteer some hours. Horses are scientifically good for you to be around. Scientifically, they are good for your heart, your head, everything. So find you a horse, and I will see you guys later. Bye.